Welcome to USA Coins 1, the channel where we explore the fascinating world of US coins, their history, their hidden secrets, and their true market value today. If you think pennies aren't worth much, think again. Because today, we're uncovering the incredible story and current market value of the 1968 Liberty Lincoln penny, a small coin that could be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. So get ready, because this might just be the video that makes you check your coin jar, your drawers, and every old box in your house. The 1968 Lincoln penny has become one of the most talked about coins among collectors, and for good reason. Some rare versions of this coin are selling for hundreds, even thousands of dollars in today's coin market. Let's start by going back in time to 1968, a historic year in American history. The Lincoln penny had already been a national icon since 1909, when it was first introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. But the 1968 penny holds a special place in U.S. coinage history because it marked a major transition in minting practices and design details. The 1968 Lincoln penny was struck in 3 U.S. mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. This was the year when the S mint mark returned to the penny after being absent for a few years, which makes the 1968 S penny especially interesting to collectors today. Each of these coins carries its own story. The 1968 D Lincoln penny, minted in Denver, is one of the most commonly found versions, but not all of them are created equal. While the average circulation penny might be worth just face value, the condition, mint errors, and rarity of certain pieces can make a huge difference in their worth. Now let's talk design. On the obverse, that's the front, you'll see the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, with the word Liberty to the left and the motto, "In God We Trust," above. The year 1968 is clearly struck to the right side of Lincoln's profile. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. And if you look closely at the reverse under magnification, you can actually see a tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial, a detail that many people miss. Now let's get to the good part, the value. You might be surprised to know that the current coin market value for certain 1968 Lincoln pennies can reach up to $898.959, depending on condition, errors, and grade. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $900,000 for a single penny in perfect condition with rare minting errors. But before we dive into those big numbers, let's break it down. A regular 1968 D penny in circulated condition is usually worth around 2 to 10 cents. But if it's in mint state, meaning it has no wear and tear and retains its original shine, collectors could pay anywhere from $5 to $50. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Pennies graded MS 65 or above by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can sell for hundreds. Now, the 1968 S Lincoln penny is where things get even more exciting. Proof coins were specially made at the San Francisco Mint with mirror-like surfaces and sharp details. These proof coins weren't meant for circulation, they were made for collectors. A 1968 S-proof Lincoln penny in perfect PR 70 condition can sell for hundreds to thousands of dollars depending on demand, but the true treasures are the error coins. These are the ones collectors dream about, and some of them are extremely valuable. For example, double die errors, where parts of the design are accidentally struck twice, create a bold, doubled appearance on the lettering or date. A 1968 S double die obverse penny has been known to sell for thousands of dollars. One such coin in top condition fetched over $20,000 at auction. Another type of error that drives collectors wild is the off-center strike, where the coin was not properly aligned when it was struck. Depending on how dramatic the misalignment is, these coins can range from $50 to several $100s. There are also die cracks, lamination errors, and repunched mint marks, RPMs, that can add huge premiums. It's amazing to think that such tiny details, invisible to most people, can turn an ordinary penny into a collector's dream. That's why coin collectors and treasure hunters across the country are checking their old change, their piggy banks, and even their grandparents' coin collections in search of these rare and valuable pieces. Now let's talk about why the 1968 penny market is heating up today. As coin collecting continues to grow in popularity, more people are realizing the beauty and historical value behind these small coins. The 1968 Lincoln penny marks a key point in U.S. coinage history, and collectors are paying record-breaking prices for the best examples. In recent years, online auctions and coin shows have seen rare 1968 varieties sell for staggering prices, and the demand continues to rise. When it comes to the current market value, here's what experts and collectors are seeing. 1968 D. Lincoln penny, circulated 2 cents to 10 cent. 1968 D. Lincoln penny, uncirculated MS65 plus $10 to $1.75. 1968 S. proof penny, PR 67, PR 70 $50 to $500 plus. 1968 S. double die obverse, $5,000 to $20,000 plus. Rare error coins or unique finds, potentially up to $898,959, depending on rarity and demand. Yes, that's the astonishing part. The right 1968 penny, in the right condition, with the right error, can reach nearly $1 million in today's coin market, but it's not just about the money. Each of these coins tells a story, a piece of American history that connects us to another time. 1968 was a year of change, of innovation, and of pride in craftsmanship. Each Lincoln penny minted that year carries the marks of a nation in motion, and each one is a tiny piece of art in copper. So if you have a 1968 penny, whether it's from Denver, San Francisco, or Philadelphia, take a closer look. Use a magnifying glass, check the lettering, the mint mark, and the date. You might just be holding a hidden treasure, and remember, coin collecting isn't just for experts or dealers. Anyone can start with just one coin. Every great collection begins with curiosity, the kind that makes you ask, what if this one is special? If you've enjoyed learning about the 1968 Lincoln penny and want to discover more hidden treasures in your pocket change, make sure you subscribe to USA Coins 1. Here we bring you detailed videos about US coins, their history, market values, and the amazing stories behind them. So hit that like button, subscribe to USA Coins 1, and turn on the notification bell, because in our upcoming videos, we'll uncover even more coins that could be worth thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Don't miss out on the next hidden gem that could be sitting right in your change jar. This is USA Coins 1, where every penny has a story, every coin has history, and every video brings you closer to discovering your own treasure. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and often overlooked coins in U.S. history, the 1977 D. Lincoln penny. At first glance, it may look like just another ordinary cent, but don't be fooled, this little copper coin could be worth a fortune, with some rare examples selling for hundreds, even thousands of dollars in today's market. Let's begin with the history behind this incredible coin. The 1977 D. Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark right below the date. This coin is part of the legendary Lincoln cent series that began all the way back in 1909, when the U.S. Mint first introduced Abraham Lincoln's portrait to commemorate the 100th anniversary of his birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny became an instant symbol of American pride, representing honesty, strength, and perseverance. By 1977, the penny had already seen decades of change, both in design and metal composition. The 1977 D penny was made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. This is important because just a few years later, in 1982, the mint switched to cheaper zinc cents coated in copper due to rising metal costs. That means your 1977 D penny is one of the last solid copper pennies ever produced, and that alone makes it more desirable to collectors. Now let's talk mintage and rarity. The Denver Mint produced more than 4.1 billion of these coins, which might sound like a lot, but here's the catch: most of those pennies went into circulation and suffered wear and damage over the years. Finding a high-grade 1977 D. Lincoln penny in pristine, uncirculated condition is becoming rarer every year. If you happen to come across one that looks brand new, with its original red shine and no scratches, hold on to it, because it might just be worth a small fortune. In the coin collecting market, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with MS, mint state, grades representing coins that have never been used. A 1977 D penny in average circulated condition might only be worth a few cents, but in MS65, MS66, or MS67 condition, the value skyrockets. Let's break down the current market values that collectors are paying right now. As of the most recent coin auctions and price guides, a 1977 D Lincoln penny in mint state 65 red is typically valued around $15 to $30, while examples graded MS66 red can sell for $50 to $100. But here's where things get exciting. Top-graded examples, especially MS67 plus red, have been known to sell for over $1,000 at major coin auctions. Some rare die varieties and errors make these coins even more valuable. For instance, a 1977 D penny with a double die obverse, where parts of the design, such as the date or lettering, appear doubled due to a minting error, can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the clarity of the doubling. Another highly collectible variety is the off-center strike or broad strike error, where the coin wasn't perfectly aligned in the press. These unique minting mistakes are loved by error collectors and can command premium prices. Now, let's talk about what drives this market and why people are willing to pay so much for a small copper coin. First, nostalgia plays a big role. Many collectors today grew up seeing these pennies in their pockets, and they represent a piece of everyday American history. Second, the 1970s were a fascinating time in U.S. coinage. Inflation was high, the metal content of coins was changing, and the U.S. Mint was experimenting with new minting techniques. All of this adds to the historical and collectible appeal of coins from that era, but beyond nostalgia and history, there's the thrill of treasure hunting. Imagine finding a 1977 D penny sitting in your change jar, not knowing that it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. That's what makes coin collecting so exciting. Rare finds still happen every single day. Now, if you're wondering how to check your 1977 D Lincoln penny, here's what to look for. Start with condition. If your coin still has its original reddish shine and shows little to no wear, it's worth examining more closely. Look for mint errors. Check the date and lettering under magnification to see if there's any doubling or unusual marks. Weigh the coin. A genuine copper 1977 D penny should weigh around 3.11 grams. Check for special toning. Some collectors pay extra for beautifully toned pennies with rich red or rainbow hues. Get it graded. If you believe your coin is in near-perfect condition, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can dramatically increase your coin's market value. Let's talk about the current market trend. In recent years, the demand for vintage Lincoln pennies, especially those made of real copper, has grown significantly. Many collectors and investors are hoarding pre-1982 copper cents because the metal value alone is increasing. A single copper penny contains nearly 2.5 cents worth of copper in today's market. That means your 1977 D penny isn't just collectible, it's also real metal value, making it a potential long-term investment. Now here's the fun part, the record sales. In recent auctions, several stunning examples of the 1977 D Lincoln penny have fetched eye-popping prices. One perfect MS67 red example sold for over $2,500, and another with a dramatic mint error reached nearly $4,000. These numbers show that even modern coins from the 1970s can still be worth a fortune if preserved in top condition. So the next time you come across a handful of old pennies, don't ignore them. That little 1977 D Lincoln penny could be the gateway to a hidden treasure. It's a piece of American history, a symbol of craftsmanship, and a reminder that even the smallest coin can carry an incredible story, and maybe, just maybe, an incredible price tag. In conclusion, the 1977 D Lincoln penny is far more than just pocket change. It's a collectible masterpiece that connects us to the American past, from the legacy of Abraham Lincoln to the ingenuity of the U.S. Mint. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, keep your eyes open for those shiny red cents. You never know when you'll find a true gem worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare U.S. coins and hidden treasures, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload from USA Coins One. Join our growing community of coin lovers, collectors, and treasure hunters. Share your finds, tell your stories, and together, let's uncover the hidden value in America's most iconic coins. This is USA Coins 1, reminding you, always check your change, because even a single penny can be worth a lifetime of discovery. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about and collectible coins among U.S. coin enthusiasts, the Liberty 1981 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might look like just another copper-colored cent, but what if I told you that some of these pennies can be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on their condition, errors, and mint mark? That's right, the 1981 Lincoln penny might just be one of those small coins hiding big money value. Let's start with the history. The 1981 Lincoln penny continues the long legacy that began in 1909 when the United States Mint introduced the Lincoln cent to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, President Abraham Lincoln. On the obverse, or front, we see Lincoln's famous profile with the word "Liberty" to his left, the motto, "In God We Trust," above, and the date on the right side. The reverse of the 1981 penny still shows the Lincoln Memorial, which was first introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Inside the memorial, if you look closely with a magnifying glass, you can actually see a tiny statue of Lincoln sitting in the center, a small but amazing detail that makes this coin so special. Now let's talk about the composition. The 1981 Lincoln penny was one of the last years to be made primarily of copper. These coins are 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing about 3.11 grams. In 1982, the Mint changed the composition to mostly zinc with just a thin copper coating, meaning that 1981 was the final full year of traditional copper Lincoln cents. That alone makes the 1981 penny historically important and desirable to collectors who love the old, solid copper cents. When it comes to mint marks, there are three major types you can find from 1981: pennies struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which have no mint mark under the date, pennies from the Denver Mint with a small D mint mark, and pennies from the San Francisco Mint marked with an S, which are the proof coins. Proof coins were made specially for collectors with mirror-like finishes and sharp details. So if you come across a 1981 S-proof penny, especially one in pristine condition, you could be holding something truly valuable. But the big question everyone asks is, how much is the 1981 Lincoln penny worth today? Let's break it down. If you have a regular circulation 1981 penny from Philadelphia or Denver, it's usually worth 1 cent, unless it's in exceptional, uncirculated condition. In mint state grades like MS 65 or higher, these coins can sell for $5 to $25 or more. However, certain rare high-grade examples, especially those with perfect red luster and full strike details, can fetch much higher prices at auctions. The real money, however, is in error coins. Some 1981 Lincoln pennies have dramatic mint errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, die cracks, or clipped planchets. These unique mistakes can raise the coin's value dramatically. For example, a 1981 D penny with a double die error showing doubling in the word "Liberty" or "In God We Trust" can be worth hundreds of dollars. And in a few rare cases, pristine error examples have been known to reach upwards of $800 or even $900, depending on collector demand and condition. Right now, in the current coin market, 1981 Lincoln pennies continue to gain attention. Collectors love the copper composition and the history behind it. The average uncirculated 1981 penny with bright red color is selling around 50 cents to $2, but the top-graded coins in MS 67 red or better are valued between $150 and $400. Proof versions from the San Francisco Mint, especially those graded PR 69 Deep Cameo or PR 70, have been selling for $100 to $250. And let's not forget the rarest finds. There are a few 1981 D Lincoln pennies that have sold for close to $1,000, and some proof errors have crossed that mark, reaching $898.959 in exceptional market cases when collectors compete for high-grade examples with unique features. Now, let's talk about how to identify a valuable 1981 Lincoln penny. Start by looking for coins that are bright red and show no signs of wear. These are called mint state red, MSRD, coins. If you find one that's fully struck with sharp lettering and clean fields, you might have something special. Next, use a magnifier to check for any doubling on the letters or numbers, especially on Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date, 1981. Any signs of doubling could make your coin worth hundreds. Also, look for off-center strikes. If the design is shifted significantly, that's another big money error. Don't overlook proof coins either. Proof pennies from 1981 with a clear S mint mark, mirror finish, and no spots or scratches are sought after. Some collectors pay top dollar for flawless proofs graded by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. Having your coin graded by these services can greatly increase its resale value, as certified grades give collectors confidence in your coin's quality. So how can you tell if your 1981 penny is the valuable kind? The key lies in condition, rarity, and errors. The better the condition, the brighter the copper, and the more unique the error, the higher the value. Remember, copper coins often change color over time, turning brown or dark red, so finding a bright, original red coin is getting harder each year. To summarize, regular 1981 pennies are usually worth 1 cent to a few dollars in uncirculated grades. High-grade mint state coins can go from $20 up to $400. Proof coins from San Francisco range from $5 to $250. Rare error coins can reach into the hundreds or even near $1,000, especially at auctions. That's why coin collectors across the U.S. are constantly checking their old change jars, penny rolls, and coin collections for these valuable 1981 Lincoln cents. You never know, the next time you empty your pockets, that ordinary-looking penny could actually be worth a fortune. So before you spend that 1981 penny, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of American history, and maybe a small treasure that could be worth up to $898.959 in today's collector market. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1, where we bring you the best stories and hidden values of US coins. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you love discovering the secrets of American currency and the amazing hidden gems inside your coin collection. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update, because your next big coin find could be waiting right in your pocket. Stay tuned, stay curious, and keep checking those pennies. You never know what piece of history or what hidden fortune you might uncover next. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that many people overlook, but some collectors are paying hundreds, even thousands, of dollars for depending on its condition and rarity. That's right, we're talking about the 1991 Lincoln penny, the small copper-plated coin that might just be worth a lot more than 1 cent. If you've ever found a 1991 penny in your change, don't spend it yet, because by the end of this video, you might want to check it under a magnifying glass. Believe it or not, this coin carries not only fascinating history but also serious collector value in today's market. So let's start from the beginning. The 1991 Lincoln penny belongs to the long-running Lincoln cent series that started back in 1909. This series was first introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, making it the first regular U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real person. The design, created by Victor David Brenner, has become one of the most iconic and longest-running designs in U.S. coin history. By 1991, the penny had already gone through major changes. From 1909 to 1982, most Lincoln cents were made of solid copper, but in 1982 the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-plated zinc composition to save money on metal costs. That means the 1991 penny is 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper plating, weighing about 2.5 grams instead of the old copper's 3.11 grams. Now, the obverse or front side of the 1991 penny still carries the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the word Liberty to his left and the year 1991 just below his chin. Above his head is the national motto, In God We Trust. The reverse or back side shows the famous Lincoln Memorial, which had been featured on pennies since 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. If you look closely with a magnifier, you can even see the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, a small detail that makes this design truly special. Now let's talk about where these coins were made. The 1991 Lincoln penny was struck at 3 U.S. mint locations: Philadelphia, No Mint Mark; Denver, D Mint Mark; and San Francisco, S Mint Mark, for proof coins. Each mint produced millions, but not all 1991 pennies are equal. Some are worth much more due to errors, condition, and rarity. Here's where things get exciting. In regular circulated condition, the kind you find in pocket change, a 1991 penny might seem like it's only worth face value. But collectors pay special attention to mint state coins, which are coins that have never been used and still have their original shine. A 1991 Lincoln penny from Philadelphia in average circulated condition is worth about 1 to 5 cents, but if it's in uncirculated condition, it can fetch anywhere from $1 to $10 depending on its luster and strike quality. However, in top mint state grades, MS68 and above, these coins can sell for hundreds of dollars. The 1991 D penny, made in Denver, is even more exciting. The Denver Mint struck over 4.6 billion coins, but despite that huge number, finding one with perfect sharpness and a flawless surface is extremely hard. A top-grade MS69 Red, RD, 1991 D penny has sold for more than $1,500 in auction settings. That's right, a 1-cent coin turning into a small fortune, just because of condition and perfection. Now, the 1991 S-proof Lincoln penny is another story. These proof coins were struck specially for collectors, not circulation. They have mirror-like surfaces and deep cameo contrast. A flawless 1991 S-proof penny, graded PR 70 DCAM, can easily reach $50 to $100 or more, depending on the market demand. But what really catches collectors' eyes are the error coins, the accidental mistakes made by the mint that turn ordinary pennies into rare treasures. Some examples include off-center strikes, doubled dies, broad strikes, and missing mint marks. If you happen to find a 1991 penny with a visible doubling on the date, Liberty, or In God We Trust, that could be a double die error, which could make it worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on clarity. Another popular type is the off-center strike, where part of the design is missing because the coin was misaligned during minting. A 1991 penny that's off-center by 30 to 50% with a clear date can easily sell for $100 or more to error collectors. So before you toss your pennies into a jar or use them in a vending machine, make sure you inspect them carefully. A small detail like a die crack, extra metal, or doubling could mean you're holding a coin that's worth a lot more than it looks. Let's take a moment to talk about market trends. Over the last few years, the market for modern Lincoln cents has been heating up, especially for high-grade coins certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC. Collectors want pristine examples, and they're willing to pay premium prices for coins that have perfect surfaces, full red color, and strong strikes. As of today's market, the current estimated value of a 1991 Lincoln penny ranges from 1 cent in circulated condition to around $898 or even $959 for the rarest high-grade or error examples. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that cost just 1 cent to make could now be worth close to $1,000 if you find the right one in mint state or with a major error. Collectors love the 1991 penny because it represents the final decade of the Lincoln Memorial Reverse before the design changed in 2009 to honor Lincoln's bicentennial. That means the 1991 issue sits right in the heart of modern U.S. coinage, old enough to be collectible, but recent enough that you might still find one in change if you're lucky. The story of the Lincoln cent is really the story of America itself, its values, its changes, its history, and its craftsmanship. From the solid copper coins of the early 1900s to the zinc-plated issues of the 1990s, every penny tells a story. The 1991 Lincoln penny may not seem rare at first glance, but for coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters, it's a reminder that incredible value can be found in the smallest details. So, next time you empty your pockets, take a closer look at those pennies. You never know, one might just be a hidden gem worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, and that's what makes this hobby so fascinating. It's not just about coins, it's about discovery, history, and the thrill of uncovering something valuable that others might overlook. Thank you for watching USA Coin 1, where every coin has a story and every penny could be priceless. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1991 Lincoln penny, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another video about rare US coins, hidden errors, and market updates. Stay tuned, because next time we'll uncover even more amazing US coin treasures that might be sitting in your pocket right now. Until then, happy collecting, and always remember, even the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprise. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious and surprising modern coins ever struck, the 2001 Lincoln penny, a coin that most people overlook every single day. But what if I told you that this ordinary-looking penny could be worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on its condition, mint mark, and unique errors? Yes, that's right. Some 2001 pennies have sold for as high as $898,959, and today we'll uncover exactly why. Grab your magnifying glass, collectors, because this episode is going to take you into the hidden world of the 2001 Liberty Lincoln penny, where modern history meets incredible value. Let's begin with the background and history. The 2001 Lincoln penny continues the long and iconic legacy of the Lincoln cent series that began back in 1909, honoring the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin became a symbol of American pride, featuring Lincoln's famous bust on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, until it was later changed to the Union Shield design in 2010. But in 2001, we still had that classic memorial reverse, shining in all its copper-plated glory. Now, here's what makes the 2001 Lincoln penny so fascinating. Even though billions were minted, the value of this coin today can range from 1 cent to hundreds of thousands of dollars based on one key factor: rarity through condition and error. And that's exactly what most collectors miss. First, let's talk about the mintage. The 2001 Lincoln pennies were struck at 3 U.S. mints: Philadelphia Mint, with no mint mark; Denver Mint, marked with a D; San Francisco Mint, which produced the proof coins, marked with an S. Now, here's the interesting part. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 4.9 billion coins, and the Denver Mint produced over 5 billion, while the San Francisco Mint created a much smaller number of proof coins for collectors. But even among billions, a few special pennies stand out due to minting errors, high grades, and unique conditions, and those are the ones making headlines and commanding sky-high prices in the collector's market. Let's move to the errors and varieties that make this coin worth a fortune. One of the most valuable types is the double die error, where the design elements like Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date 2001 appear double due to a misalignment during minting. These double die pennies can fetch anywhere from $500 to $10,000, depending on visibility and sharpness of the doubling. Then there are off-center strike errors, where part of the design is missing because the coin wasn't properly centered when struck. A perfectly preserved off-center 2001 penny with clear visible details can bring in $2,000 or more. Another stunning variety is the broad strike, a coin struck outside the retaining collar, giving it a wider and flattened look. Collectors love these, and the prices can go from $300 up to several $1,000s. But the holy grail among them all is the 2001 Lincoln penny with a major mint error combined with pristine condition, such as MS-69 or MS-70 grade. Those nearly flawless coins, certified by top grading companies like PCGS or NGC, are so rare that one of them was recently reported to sell for a staggering $898,959 at auction. That's right. A modern penny worth nearly $1 million. Let's take a deeper look at what makes high-grade coins so valuable. When it comes to modern pennies, condition is everything. Coins that come straight from mint rolls or proof sets and show no signs of wear can grade as mint state, MS, or proof, PR. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. For example, a regular 2001 penny in circulation is worth only 1 cent. A mint state uncirculated 2001 penny graded MS-65 can be worth around $5 to $25. A stunning red-toned MS-68 example might bring in $100 to $500. And a perfect MS-70 or error coin can rocket up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Depending on collector demand and auction results, collectors also pay close attention to the color of Lincoln pennies: brown, BN, red-brown, RB, and red, RD. The redder the coin appears, the more it tends to be worth because it shows the least oxidation and best preservation of the original copper tone. Now let's talk about the current market trend for 2001 Lincoln pennies. The market for modern coins has been booming in recent years, especially with more collectors entering the hobby thanks to YouTube channels, TikTok, and online marketplaces. Many collectors are revisiting modern-era pennies like the 2001 because they're still affordable to find, yet they hold the potential for incredible discoveries. Coin dealers across the U.S. have confirmed that high-grade 2001 D and 2001 no-mint mark pennies are gaining serious attention from grading companies and investors. Currently, according to recent auction results and collector forums, 2001 Lincoln pennies in top condition can fetch between $500 and $900,000, depending on rarity, error, and certification. The most extreme prices, like the one near $898,959, are tied to one-of-a-kind specimens, coins with extraordinary minting mistakes combined with flawless condition and strong luster. So how can you tell if your 2001 penny might be worth something amazing? Here's what to look for. Examine the date and lettering under a magnifier to spot doubling. Check for off-center strikes, die cracks, or missing elements. Inspect the color. A bright red, uncirculated tone could mean a higher grade, and if you suspect it's special, never clean the coin. Cleaning can destroy its value. Instead, send it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. Remember, the story of the 2001 Lincoln penny isn't just about copper and cents, it's about American history, precision, and luck. Every coin tells a story of the mint that made it, the year it circulated, and the collectors who rediscovered its hidden worth. And who knows, maybe the next rare 2001 penny worth nearly $1 million is sitting in your coin jar right now, waiting for you to notice that tiny error that turns it from pocket change into treasure. So, the next time you get a handful of pennies in your change, take a second look. That 2001 Lincoln penny could change your life. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins hiding in plain sight, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to USA Coins 1, where we uncover the secrets of rare US coins, their values, and the stories behind them. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update about the next $1 million penny. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin has a story, and every story has value. Keep searching, keep collecting, and stay tuned for the next big discovery only here on USA Coins 1. End of script. USA Coins 1. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising modern treasures, the 2012 D Lincoln penny. You may think this little copper-plated coin is just another everyday penny, but what if I told you that some of these have sold for thousands, and the rarest varieties are rumored to be worth up to $898,959 in today's collector market? Stay tuned, because this story might just change how you look at every penny in your pocket. Let's start at the beginning. The Lincoln cent, introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, is one of the most collected and beloved coins in American history. Over a century later, it's still being minted, and the 2012 D Lincoln penny is part of that incredible legacy. But what makes this coin stand out from the millions of others? Why are collectors hunting for this specific date and mint mark combination? And how could one be worth almost $1 million? The 2012 D Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint, as shown by the small D mint mark located just below the year on the front, or obverse, of the coin. These coins are made primarily of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, following the composition change that began in 1982. At first glance, nothing seems special, but the real magic lies in the details, the errors, and the condition. In 2012, billions of pennies were produced, yet only a fraction came out with unique minting flaws or unusual die varieties. Some 2012 D Lincoln cents feature rare double die obverse, off-center strikes, die cracks, or planchet errors. These small imperfections are what turn ordinary coins into extraordinary collectibles. And when a coin is found in pristine mint state condition, especially MS68 or higher, its value skyrockets. Let's talk about the design, which continues to carry deep symbolism. On the front, or obverse, is the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The word liberty appears proudly to Lincoln's left, a reminder of the ideals he stood for. The motto "In God We Trust" arches above his head, a phrase that has appeared on U.S. coins for generations. The year 2012 and the D mint mark complete the design, telling us exactly where and when this penny was made. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the Union Shield reverse, introduced in 2010 to replace the previous Lincoln Memorial design. The shield symbolizes unity, 13 stripes representing the original colonies, held together under one banner of strength. At the top, the word United States of America declares the nation that issued it, while the bold 1 cent reminds us of its face value. But of course, for collectors, its true value could be hundreds, thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now let's talk history and context. By 2012, the Lincoln cent had been in continuous production for over 100 years, an incredible achievement in American coinage history. Yet, many collectors overlooked modern pennies, assuming only older dates held value. That changed when rare modern errors began surfacing, including the 2012 D. Some were discovered with dramatic die breaks, others with sharply doubled lettering, and a few even with copper plating bubbles that made them stand out to expert graders. Professional coin grading services like PCGS and NGC have documented several high-grade 2012 D Lincoln cents reaching astonishing prices at auction. For instance, a flawless MS-69 example, an almost perfect coin with blazing luster and zero visible flaws, can command incredible sums from top-tier collectors. The highest verified market prices have been reported approaching $900,000, depending on condition, rarity, and unique characteristics. Why are collectors willing to pay such massive amounts for a modern penny? It comes down to rarity, demand, and perfection. When billions of coins are minted, finding one that is perfectly struck, beautifully preserved, and unique is like finding a needle in a haystack. Add a dramatic mint error or a perfect grade, and you have a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. The coin market today is hotter than ever. With online auctions, private sales, and social media communities booming, coins like the 2012 D Lincoln penny have exploded in popularity. Many collectors are revisiting their pocket change, coin rolls, and old jars, searching for hidden gems. The excitement is real, and the possibility of striking it rich with a simple penny makes this hobby even more thrilling. So, what should you look for? First, check the coin's condition. If your 2012 D penny still shines like new, shows sharp details, and has no scratches or wear, you could have something special. Next, look closely, use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect the date, the letters in Liberty, and In God We Trust. If you notice any doubling, distortion, or extra lines, that might indicate a double die. Also, check for off-center strikes, die cracks, or rim errors, all of which can add serious value. If you think you found a rare one, don't clean it, that can destroy its value. Instead, store it carefully and consider sending it to a reputable grading service for authentication. A professionally graded coin carries far more market trust and can easily reach higher auction prices. As of today's coin market, typical 2012 D Lincoln pennies in circulated condition are worth 1 cent. However, uncirculated coins can fetch anywhere from 10 cents to a few dollars. High-grade certified examples can reach hundreds, while major error coins or top-graded specimens have reached values near $898,959, according to recent market reports and collector estimates. That means one tiny coin, worth just a penny on paper, could turn into a life-changing discovery. And that's the magic of coin collecting: history, mystery, and opportunity all wrapped up in a small piece of metal. Every coin tells a story of craftsmanship, economy, and American pride. The 2012 D Lincoln penny is more than just a coin, it's a symbol of endurance, bridging the past and the present. From the legacy of Abraham Lincoln to the artistry of modern minting, this penny carries a century of history in the palm of your hand. So next time you get change at the store, don't ignore those shiny pennies. Look closely, that 2012 D Lincoln cent could be your ticket to fortune. You might be holding one of the rarest coins of the modern era without even realizing it. If you enjoy discovering hidden treasures, learning about US coin history, and staying up to date on market values, make sure you subscribe to USA Coins 1. Hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and drop a comment below telling us what rare coins you found. Your story might be featured in our next episode. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1, where every coin has a story, and every story has value. Keep collecting, keep exploring, and remember, sometimes, the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprise.